Time for a short break. Yes, and we are back now. Our focus on the case against Yashwant Varma, the Delhi High Court judge who has now been transferred as a result of a corruption inquiry that has been ordered. And this inquiry has been ordered by the Supreme Court collegium, this in-house inquiry. And the judge in question has also been transferred. The next step is possibly, after receiving a report from the in-house inquiry, the concerned judge could be asked to resign voluntarily or face impeachment. Let me go across to Dushyant now. Dushyant, does the government have the power to order a CBI probe at this stage, or they will have to wait till the time the in-house inquiry of the collegium is over and till the time the Supreme Court orders any course of action?
No, I think I forget the citation of that judgment. Sanjay may remind me perhaps, but there is a judgment of the Supreme Court which has said that you can't proceed and prosecute judges without the permission of the Chief Justice of India. So I think perhaps it may be possible for CBI to approach the Chief Justice of India and seek his permission. I don't see anything. This process of impeachment is frankly a failed process. It has not been successful at all in any case. And therefore, and it's a very long drawn process, which does not really do well. If you have to send a powerful message, because there is corruption in judiciary, let's be very blunt about it. And nobody wants to talk about it, sadly. I mean, and I don't think that it's Faizan Mustafa Sahab who should take responsibility for it. The rot has set into the society. So there is no, branch of the government, executive, parliament or judiciary where you don't see corruption. There is no part of even private life where you don't see corruption. Today you go to any club, any society, any company, you will find corruption. So corruption is unfortunately part and parcel of our DNA. And I don't think teachers should take responsibility alone. We all are responsible. For whatever reason, in last 50, 60 years, we have lost our moral character, moral fiber completely. So I feel, and judiciary, if you have a corrupt judge or corrupt judges, then it strikes at the very rule of law, which is the basic structure of the constitution. And if you have corrupt judges, then justice is what is the biggest victim. You can't have corrupt judges. One corrupt judge is not, and there are definitely many more than one corrupt judges across the country. Everybody knows, nobody wants to talk about it. I have myself been, writing about it to Chief Justice again and again in open letters. You have sometimes media has published them, but no Chief Justice has had courtesy to respond. No judge to whom these letters were circulated had courtesy to step in and tell Chief Justice that we must stop the rot. So nobody wants to stick his out. Nobody wants to do anything. And therefore, I feel that collegium is singularly responsible for the rot that has set into judiciary, because they don't want to talk to independent lawyers. They don't want independent information. They only sit in this ivory tower, meet people who are willing to please them, and therefore they have no information. I mean, everybody knows what is happening. You walk in corridor of any high court or any court, you will know what is the state of corruption in courts across the country. So I think...
we've completely run out of time.
It should get special...
Yes, okay, Faizan Mustafa, very quickly, we've run out of time, but final comments from you, sir.
In 2022, the law minister told the parliament that in last 5 years, at the government's grievance portal, 1,631 cases of complaints of corruption were filed, which were forwarded to High Court's Chief Justices and Chief Justices of India. And nothing much has come out. And therefore, Mr. Dave is right that the rot has really set in everywhere.
Right. That's an important point, Mr. Mustafa, to sign off on. Thank you very much for joining us, all of you, Mr. Mustafa, Mr. Dave and Mr. Hegde. Important messages there. And as Sanjay Hegde was pointing out, perhaps this is an Agni Pariksha for the judiciary as well. With that, it's a wrap on this edition of News Center. More news and updates continue right here.